I'm Larissa and I'm a founder of Neon Code. I'm sitting here with 3 fashion models represented by top modeling agencies here in New York, which pretty much qualifies them as the best in the business. I want to welcome Melanie Arias, Ariana Cleo, and Valerie Chapman.
Hi guys.
Hi. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, pleasure. Thank you. Why I asked you here today is because I wanted to discuss a little bit more about the modeling industry and how it affects your lives. So you've all been in the business for about 2 to 3 years. How do you guys find yourself in the fashion capital of the world?
Well, I started modeling when I was 17, and I was lucky enough to be born and raised here in New York, so it's been a great experience so far, but I am also a college student, so I know it's like really expensive to be traveling in and out of the city, especially since I live in Queens.
How about you, Ariana?
So I started modeling when I was 17 and then kind of went back and forth modeling in between college, doing things in the summer, during my spare time. When I finished college, I then decided I want to move to New York City and pursue a career full-time.
Mine's a little bit different. So I'm actually from Miami, and I got the opportunity to move to New York after winning a model search when I was 16. So I ended up finishing my high school classes online and coming here, and I lived on my brother's couch. So that's pretty similar, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm recently now financially independent and working and supporting myself. And it has been a little bit difficult trying to figure out because with modeling, the payment isn't as quick as people think it is. So you do have to get other jobs, and that's the position I'm in right now. So.
And I think that's one thing that's really common that people don't realize is although there's kind of this allure and yeah, you could be making these amazing day rates, you could not see that money for 6 months, a year, 5 years.
Ever.
I mean, it really is crazy.
So you arrived to New York City, you've been modeling and you're sort of an established model after a few years in the business, you're pretty much in the game. What does an agent really do for you?
I think in the beginning it was more like your agents really push you and treat you more like a baby almost, because you're starting in modeling and it's a new face. But as you develop a relationship with your booker and as years go by, I feel like it becomes more professional, more business.
Yeah, I think it's really matter of fact, actually. You go in, you say hi. It's not that you don't not like your agency, but it's always, it doesn't matter who you're with. It's always this weird line where you're like, oh, I want to be friendly, but I want my money, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like you go in and you're like, hey, check. You know? It is very much a business relationship.
Now, I heard a lot of models talk about promoters.
For me personally, the first time I met a promoter was very casual. It was like at Joe and the Juice a few years back. I'm getting a coffee, and some guy goes up to me. He's like, you look like a model. I was like, okay, thanks.
I've seen on multiple occasions girls just obviously if they're going out several times a week, their appearance is going to go down the drain, and I've seen it with friends, and it's just they're here to model, not to go out, and I think sometimes people lose sight of that.
So when you're under that sphere of the promoter, you are expected to maintain these certain expectations. So you are the model, and people have paid thousands of dollars, especially in New York City, to sit at specific tables. So they want you to dance, to have a great time, to flirt with these gentlemen who are paying for this, and it very much turns into this situation where although yes, you're getting a free meal, you at the same time are definitely objectifying yourself.
I didn't actually get approached by a promoter, but I got approached by his girlfriend. So they use tactics. They date models, and then those models introduce their friends, and they're like, oh, just come out, let's go have fun. And of course the first time it's amazing because you can't believe that you're getting all this for free. But she said, it's also, there's a catch to it. You have to deal with being around people maybe you don't want to be around. Maybe you're around people who are doing shady stuff. So that's why it's so difficult for girls like us who just want to go out and have like genuine fun.
And these promoters, they mostly promote clubs. They don't promote any beauty services, fitness classes,
Yeah, no.
or anything that would have to do with health and wellness.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it definitely
opposite.
deteriorates from the lifestyle
Yeah.
because kind of like what you were saying that you know all these girls who've gone downhill, it's true. So in order to be a model, you really have to adhere to a certain lifestyle. You have to adhere to utmost health and physical fitness and wellness because that's your job. That is your job so that others can emulate you.
Describe to me, how have you seen Instagram change the modeling industry?
They really do prioritize social media. Nowadays with castings, you like, the girl with more followers is gonna get the job. It's just, that's how it is for a lot of the majority of the time. And so it is like up to the model to take her social media in her own hands and decide like, I need to build my following so that the agents are like, I like this girl more. It really is like up to that.
No, 100% we rely on Instagram followers. You were saying that castings are so much based off of Instagram. Instagram has become your new portfolio. So when you walk in, it's not, hey, let me bring my stack of images and let me throw through. It goes, what's your Instagram handle? And we're just gonna see what's on your Instagram. So now all of our Instagrams are literally business profiles.
So brands and your clients that hire you look at your Instagram account, see your lifestyle, and then they see if they want to associate with you. How do you maintain that on Instagram? Do you pay attention to your profiles, what you post?
Now there's a lot of models and there's like beautiful girl after beautiful girl. So I feel like what really does set you apart is showing your personality through the pictures, and like I have noticed that like my following has increased so much.
When you're getting, let's say 5,000 impressions, that's just what I get personally, on that photo that's going on the grid, I'm like, okay, 5,000 people are gonna see this photo.
Yeah.
So I really better make sure that it goes in accordance to my personal brand. And it's, so on one hand, it's super cool. I get to decide who Ariana's brand is, what I want that to look like. But on the other hand, you really have to maintain it. But the Instagram story is, hey, this is me, Ariana, in real life. This is what I'm doing every day. And people love that.
So you're welcoming this individuality sort of that wasn't there before. Like if we're thinking about modeling industry in the 90s and 2000s, that personality of a model didn't come through at all. You were just a picture. Nobody really cared what you did after you walked off set. But now that's not the case anymore. Models' personalities are really coming through on Instagram. How do you feel about that? Because you're very young.
For me, it's always been like this. So I've like kind of made it a priority to like understand like how to be the best at it. So social media is my thing now. I'm like, I need to have my feed like this. Like everything needs to match. I need to come off a certain way. It really is like my highlight reel. And it's just, it's beneficial to my career because people see the best version of me, and that's like what I want them to see when I go into a job. And then the stories is like where I'm a little bit more real. Like if like the other day a bird pooped on my head on my way to a casting, and I was like, ah! But I put that on my story and people were like cracking up. So it shows like, hey, bad things happen to me too, even though like I am a model, but everything isn't perfect. So it does show that too.
It makes your personality more real.
Yeah.
How have you seen your social media engagement change through the use of Neon Code?
I've gone to a couple like coffee shops and like the matcha shop as well, and like I feel like a lot of people didn't know about matcha or like what it is, and like I posted it one day and like I literally got 10 replies like, what is this, green coffee, like what is that? So like I put a lot of people onto that, and like then they send me pictures like, oh, I went to the spot where you went, and I'm like, oh yeah, awesome. Like enjoy. And like they're regular people from my high school, so like now people who are models, they know like we have Neon Code, so like we have like the exclusive like way to enter these places. But like it's because we're so blessed and like we're so grateful for the app that we do get to go to these places, and people see those places and they're like, that's awesome, I want to go there.
Yeah.
And like it's just amazing because it's like promoting each other, and just like I feel like it helps everyone out.
Like I wouldn't choose some place to go and to engage my followers that I didn't personally believe in and want to be there, because I wouldn't put something on my skin that I didn't actually want to put on it, or I wouldn't eat something that I didn't want to eat.
My engagement has gone up tremendously in the past couple of months since I've been using Neon Coat. I'll like post something like, oh, I'm at Spread House Cafe, and then like people will be like, whoa, this place is so like hipster and trendy. Where is this? And I'm like, yeah.
I wanted the modeling industry not only to have community and find friends, but connect through like-minded interests.
Even last night there was an event, and it was like a reunion. There was a Neon Coat event, and there was probably 10 of my friends all in the same place. I think maybe 9 of them I met through Neon Coat, because it's like-minded individuals, you know? Every day I strive to eat healthy, I strive to work out. I'm also vegan, so it's like that narrows my pool.
Yeah.
So, and then it's like you find someone else, like, oh, you're vegan, I'm vegan. Oh my God, we can eat together.
Yeah,
you know?
and then you kind of like use the app together.
Yeah.
For me, Neon Coat could not have come at a better time. I came back from Paris and I was like, okay, I need to like support myself, because I had just like turned 18 and my family was like, all right, you're on your own.
Neon Coat, it really takes your everyday experience and it empowers the woman, it empowers the model. So it allows us to keep up our engagement on social media, to not have to go to those agency dinners, which they're still getting paid for, by the way, and the promoters, and instead of, you know, engaging in kind of like this toxic environment where you're not in control, instead it empowers us, so we get to decide, oh, hey, you know, do you want to go to Rouge Tomate for dinner? Or, hey, would you like to work out? So it really creates this environment where the women are in control. They're in control of who they want to associate with, how they want to build their brand, and what that looks like. And it really is a tool that allows us to contribute back in terms of social media marketing, but also every day for our personal lives and no longer being objectified.
I really think that beautiful women can really change people's minds, and by sharing the good stuff, we can inspire them to do something positive rather than something negative.
Sitting here and being able to talk about Neon Coat as something that helps all of us in our day-to-day, it's really a blessing, and I think we're all just very thankful for that
Oh my God,
opportunity.
Yeah.
thank you so much, guys.